I'm Dorothy Buchanan Wilson, International President, Alpha Kappa Alpha Sorority Incorporated. Welcome to Conversations. We're here with Sarah Keita Turner of Keita Turner Design. Welcome to Conversations. Sarah Keita is a visionary who is making quite a name for herself in the world of interior design. Sarah Keita, welcome.
Thank you for having me, Madam Supreme.
Great. And let's get right into it. Tell us a little bit about what do you mean when you say enduring, fashionable, classic designs, because I understand that's what you call your line.
Yes. I employ an individual, an altruistic design, for each of my projects. But it is still important for me to infuse some type of timeless elegance to my projects, or a sense of enduring, fashionably classic design. And to me, that design is harmonious, it's smart, it's tailored, it's visually stimulating, and it's also devoid of too many gimmicks and too many trends. And beyond that, as my background as a former fashion designer, I use that experience to help, play a vital role in my projects.
Well, tell us a little bit about how you made that leap from fashion designer to interior design, because it sounds like it's quite the competitive field.
I had a, informal or organic transition of sorts. So just to relieve myself from the stress of the very cutthroat industry of fashion, I decided to decorate and design one of my former apartments, just to create an oasis for myself of tranquility. So in doing that, I actually discovered that the benefits of having a well-designed space were, far-reaching or far-reaching beyond just my personal satisfaction. So for example, when I would have friends or guests over, people would walk in, my apartment, and they would say, wow, wait, you live here? And keep in mind that I was also in my 20s, so most of us were still living like college dormitories. And I realized that I took that initial gut reaction from my friends, and I saw that having a well-designed space and a comfortable space, it had an effect on people. And I saw that design was important to bringing abundance and uplifting people's spirits. So that was one of the reasons and part of my mission, what I was trying to give back to clients.
Great. Sounds as if this could have been maybe a risky leap of faith, but yet you took the leap. What was that like?
To be brutally honest, like in the first couple of years of starting my business, I was still moonlighting or freelancing in fashion, to pay my bills and to, not go, blow through my savings. Sure. So, but people have the impression, or they think that, oh, I'm just, one day I'm going to go out on my own and just things are going to be great. It's just not that easy. But I think that the thing that keeps me or has kept me going is my unyielding faith and desire to, and my drive and determination to be able to give back and to help, my clients or help people who want beauty in their lives. And as well as, beyond just having the talent, I think that you have to have determination and you have to believe that you will get through something and that things will pass, and that one day you look back and you look over your career and you say, wow, I can't believe I accomplished all of that. It may not seem that easy while you're in the process of it, or sometimes you feel like you are not moving, but when you really look back, you say, I've actually accomplished a lot. So.
One of the things I've heard about you is that you're resilient, and I also know that you are a charter member of a chapter of Kappa Alpha Sorority, and in fact, you were one of the impetus behind that chapter being chartered.
Yes.
Tell us a little bit about that, and how has your sorority experience helped you in your professional life?
Well, yes. So upon going to or entering college at Rhode Island School of Design, myself, along with 5 other young ladies at the time, two were attending Johnson & Wales, and 3 of us were attending the Rhode Island School of Design. We just ended up coming together, and we all had this interest in becoming Alpha Kappa Alpha women one day. So our intention at the time was to hopefully join Brown University's chapter, but it was just a little bit too difficult for them to break their charter. So instead of letting that impede us or deter us, we decided to embark on chartering our own chapter. So I would say that that was probably one of my first forays into leadership, and once becoming a woman of Alpha Kappa Alpha, just dealing or taking on charity projects was something crucial. I was actually the anti-bacillus of my chapter at that time, so it really let me blossom in that area of charity, which has continued to be an important aspect and part of my life.
Oh, great, thank you. And certainly seems as if that whole spirit of resilience and leadership certainly has helped you as you make your way with Keita Turner Design. And I'd like to just basically commend you, first of all, for a very recent accomplishment, and would like you to tell our viewers a little bit about it. Keita Turner Design was recently invited to unveil this design on the new 9th floor of Macy's, Herald Square, the one in New York that we're all familiar with, in honor of Harlem's historic Strivers Row annual celebration. Big honor. Could you please tell us a little bit about what that means?
Yes, that was an actually exciting and humble experience to be asked to participate in the event. And I was selected by the organizers of the historic Harlem Strivers Row Homeowners Association, as well as, or in conjunction with the marketing directors and special events directors and executives from Macy's. So I believe that they were looking for designers that could bring a special something or represent Harlem in a unique and special way. And as a resident of Harlem, I think being able to participate in that event, had special meaning as well. They are a retail store, so it allowed customers to come in and see product displayed in a way that they hadn't seen before. And to give you an example, while I was setting up for the exhibit, the room was not even pulled together yet. A young woman came in my room vignette and started milling around and looking at the antique rug on the floor. And she ended up, she goes, I think you may have just sold this rug. And it was, $17,000 rug. So I just, so I think that's the power of design. Like if it had just been sitting in a rug pile on the floor, it would have never.
Showing it in a different way.
Showing it in a different way.
What's next for you? What's next on the horizon?
So one of my goals is to, I am my brand.
Sure.
And is to continue to let the world know about me and that I exist, and to display myself in my brand in the best light as possible. And which I think is also a segue into other opportunities that I really want to do, which is design product. Now I think I'm ready, and I'm looking to launch my soft furnishings line. It's called Livy and Neva, named after my great-grandmothers.
Excellent.
And it's a contemporary and vintage pillow collection. So that would be my start into the product arena.
Definitely have some solid plans. What advice would you give to young women, young sorority members, in fact, and others who might be watching in terms of starting their careers, and especially a career in such an exciting, innovative area for African Americans? Well,
one, I would say keep the faith. That is, it's always easier said than done, and I will say it's always a challenge of mine as well, because you do come across roadblocks and challenges that question and challenge your faith. But I think if you stay steadfast, keep the faith, never quit. One of my quotes is that, you can always quit now, but you're halfway there. And it's something I continue to tell myself, because it's very easy sometimes to quit, or when things get too tough, you think of an easier alternative. But if you realize that what you're doing is where you should be, and it's what you want to do, stay determined, because a lot of people will fall out the game. But if you just keep moving and keep going, I think that's if I could give anybody any advice, it's to, stay determined and keep going and treat people the way you would want to be treated.
Thank you so much, Sora Keita Turner of Keita Turner Design, for joining us on Conversations. We look forward to many more great accomplishments from you, but more importantly, continue to represent Alpha Kappa Alpha in all that you do, and continued success.
Thank you so much for having me, Madam Supreme. I've really enjoyed this experience. Thank you.
Thank you. And to our viewers, thank you for joining us on this episode of Conversations with Sora Keita Turner of Keita Turner Designs.